The body is trained by the tongue, tires of scripture, the mind numbs with meditation. Detached from all this, I live as I am. So this is Janaka speaking. And Janaka is now speaking from the perspective of having seen the truth, the reality of who he is, the solitary witnessing, this awareness. And if you look at this verse, it's crafted very beautifully because it goes through various levels of existence as well as practices which have been prescribed for those level of existences. So when you look at this level of identification, which is, and it's a scene that we talked about doership the last few days. What do I have to do if I'm already that? You see? But if I'm identified with the body, if I identify as if I am the body, then at that some practices could be useful. But now, the reality of who I am, I see that doing these spiritual push-ups is not evil. So now they are let go of. But let go of does not mean that we are in some passive state in the body now. It only means that the idea, the concept of doership itself is dropped. Doer, I am. And just like this entire world is always changing, this body is always changing also. This hand is moving, this mouth is moving, but there is no doer. That much is clear. Also, the sages look at this aspect of right action. There are these three levels of good behavior which are prescribed by some scriptures. Right action, right thought, right action, right speech, right thought. Now, after the self is realized, after the self is recognized, it is seen that all actions are happening on their own. The concept of right action had some value seemingly at some point. Now it is dropped. The tongue tires of scripture. You see, and this was the time where learning and chanting of scriptures was very important. Body is trained by practices, the tongue tires of scripture, the mind numbs with meditation. Detached from all this, I live as I am. Okay, let's do something else. Since God doesn't want us to do it this way, let's see. If you want to be detached from all this, can we try and figure out first how to attach to all this? You see? And most of you have been in satsang, so you know that the body is an appearance. An appearance of what? An appearance of some sensations and the appearance of the visual perception of this body. Speech, you see, is another appearance, audible appearance. The movement of the tongue is another appearance. The mind is nothing but a bundle of thoughts. Another appearance, isn't it? A set of appearances. Imagination, memory, and thoughts. All appearing. Janaka is saying, I am detached from all of this. And I live as I am. So are we attached to all of this? If you wanted to, how would you attach to an appearance? If you decided, let's actually try. You see? outside world, pick something which is nice that you want to be attached to, and say, okay, I will try and attach to this appearance. It could be an object, it could be a person. How would you create this attachment? How to do it? It is an appearance. So first what? First attention must have gone to it. Otherwise it will not appear at all. So attention is gone. And then now you say what? Take the mic.
So first the attention goes, and then thought must arise of either a thought arises that this will make me happy, or this is the cause of my unhappiness.
Now take a real example. Radha is in front of you.
Yeah.
How will you attach to her?
First, I must at least believe that Radha is really there.
Yes, okay.
If I don't believe she's there, maybe I won't get attached.
Yeah.
But if I believe the funny thing is that first I will have to believe that I'm also there.
Yes, that is more important.
That
That
I'm
you
there,
exist as an entity, and
then I must first think that, okay, I'm here as an entity who has likes and dislikes and can be attached. So I have to have this belief
presumption
first.
of I.
Yeah.
Then
This subtle, and then I have to see, okay, this is another entity like me sitting there. Now that we're saying Radha,
yeah.
and just whatever actions or whatever she does, then I can like them or dislike them, or have a story about them,
Yes.
basically.
So take a story.
So the story can be that Radha.
Do it lightly, okay? I don't want you to get obsessed or something with Radha.
No, I'm just saying. No, but I'm getting obsessed with firstly what I just found myself saying, that I must believe myself to be a person to begin with.
Yeah.
Can I go back
So
to
let's
that space
take that very slowly.
Yeah.
The appearances are all appearing. No person is here yet. How do you presume yourself to be a person now? Suppose the thought is coming only about the appearance. You say, oh, she's a very good singer.
Yeah.
You see, I want to be friends with her. You see? So this thought is coming. Now, in the buying of this thought itself, it didn't have to specifically tell you that you are a person. The presumption is already sold in that there is an entity here who wants to be friends with her because she's a very good singer. You see? So, not only did this thought create the presumption that I am an entity, it also sold you the idea that that appearance is a separate entity. You see? But these thoughts will appear. You see? The thought came, everything that is appearing, the usual state of humanity is that the interpreter mind is sitting over there and giving us ideas. So the thought will appear. Is just by the appearance of the thought, are you attached?
So, no, just by the appearance of, like you just said, if a feeling is just coming that I'm a person or something, it's just now it kind of penny dropped that it's also another thought, and it doesn't need to be bought into. It can also be allowed to just, or at least can be witnessed to. If you patiently wait and see, it will go away. But the reflex is so quick that it seems just like natural to, and then the story with the other one. I think they both arise together. Me and the other are coming at the same time.
Exactly. So, if you were a real spiritual warrior with lots of spiritual muscle, Then a sage might come to you and say, just let go of all your thoughts. Finished. You have disposed of the mind. No attachment is possible. Is it? And when the sharing of satsang started here, also the pointing was let go of your thoughts. Then what started to happen was people would come and say, but I'm not able to let go. And I would say, but what do you mean not able to let go? Then they would say, oh, my attention is still very attracted to these thoughts. I cannot divest my attention from them. So I said, okay, let's make it even simpler. Let go of your next thought. That's all, just the next one. You see? And they said, okay, then now you're trying to trick us because thoughts only come one by one. So it's the same thing. Then I said, okay, let your attention also go to the thoughts if you want. Just don't give them your belief. So if the thought comes, I am a pink elephant, attention can still go to it. But just because attention went to the thought, I am a pink elephant, we don't believe it. So then the pointing changed to become, don't believe your next thought. That is simple, isn't it? Simpler. But you see that it is only through belief in this presumption, which is sold through the thought, that there is separation that actually happened, that I can attach to the outside world. You see? In the same way, we attach to the body. Actions are happening in the body. A thought comes and says, you should not have done that. Oh, good, you did that. You see? Maybe you should do that. You see? And it is just a presumption that the movement is being controlled by the appearance of this measly energy construct called thought. This doership is completely false, and doership plays a strong role in creating this sense of body identification. I am the body, because it sells you a lie that the body is moving to your instruction. Actually, the movement of the body is just happening. You see? The mind will come and say, no, no, I'll show you, I'll move the body now and show you. You see? And anytime when this thought comes, it's believed, the body also doesn't move. But sometimes it does move, and the mind comes and says, see, I told you. It's just a series of random happenings. You see? As it is said in the Yoga Vashisht, the bird came and sat on the branch of the coconut tree, and the coconut fell. The story that is told by the mind is that these are a series of connected events. One is the cause of another. Post hoc ergo propter hoc. It's a popular fallacy that just because something precedes another thing, it is the cause of that thing. Then you ask the mind, so do you know how to move your hand? Yes, I'll move it and show you. But how do you do it? Do you know how to fire a neuron? Do you actually know how to do anything, even energetically? It doesn't know. So if it doesn't know, then why do we give it so much credit that it is doing these actions? So to believe ideas about doership is one, and to believe ideas about sensations happening to this individual me, the body is being experienced. Look at those sensations now and tell me how these are your sensations. Who is the me that is experiencing these sensations? Who is the personal me who is suffering or experiencing these sensations, either of pain or of pleasure? Don't interpret, just look. Find the sensation in your body and find out in which space it is being experienced. See if there's a person there in this space. If there's an entity which is suffering from this experience, whatever the experience might be, and just like you cannot find the entity that wanted to have a relationship with the appearance of another outside seemingly, you cannot find the entity who is the experiencer of this pain. There is no individual entity. See if you can find a me entity. What are the attributes of this one? What is the size and shape of this one? What is the location of this one? Know that because we say entity, it means that it must be located within time and space. Find out whether the space in which these sensations are being experienced is limited in any way. See how the sensations which seem to define the boundaries of your body are actually not your boundaries. These sensations are experienced within your own space of existence, of being. How do we attach to these sensations? Only by believing an idea about them, by believing the subtle story that I am this body. But I am not. Just like traffic on the street, these sensations are also appearing for you. Appearing and disappearing. The space in which they appear is untouched by them.